Traveling from Belfast to Dublin, you hardly notice the Irish border. Perhaps the only indication is the change in the style of road signs from miles to kilometers. Once the UK leaves, this will be the only land boundary between Britain and the European Union. Open borders are the cornerstone of the Good Friday Agreement that ended the 30 years conflicts in Northern Ireland. Now there are worries about how Brexit may impact the common travel area that allows the free movement of people between the UK and the Republic of Ireland. British politicians have reassured Northern Ireland that a hard border will not return, but many are unconvinced. It is difficult to see how the open border can survive Brexit.
Yes, there was a common travel area prior to the two states joining the European Economic Community as it was then in 1973, but both states joined together. They both joined the EEC together, so the common travel area remained intact after accession to the EEC. If one state leaves and the other one remains within the EU, then I'm afraid the common travel area will have serious questions asked of it.
The border issue also weighs on how the UK is preparing negotiations with the EU. If Britain decides to leave the EU customs union as well, maintaining the invisible border would be more complicated. Customs checks will affect cross-border trade between North and South.
During the Brexit debate, we were reassured by political leaders that there would be no hard border, and we need those answers. We just couldn't possibly return to having a hard border here. We do understand there may need to be some sort of controls across the border, but so many millions of pounds worth of goods and services are crossing our border every day. The return of a border control would just have huge implications here for our economy.
Northern Ireland enjoyed relative peace after the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. At the Irish border, the heavily armed police checkpoints and customs officers have long gone. Any return would have a psychological impact on those who lived through the conflict.
We're 2 or 3 decades into the peace process here. There'll be no going back ever to what it was like. But again, absolutely, in my opinion, and there may be some sort of custom control, but as for a hard border, absolutely not. There won't be one.
It is hard to see any practical solutions until the UK reviews the details of its Brexit plan. What is more important, this is a decision that won't be determined by the UK alone. The remaining 27 EU countries will also have their say. Zhang, CCTV, Belfast.